Think rich. Think and grow rich. The complete classic text, Napoleon Hill. It's a very nice book edition I have here. So I started rereading this book again, and I took some notes, and I just want to share my notes from the intro, actually, not all of them, but some of them. And diving into this is for you if you want to manifest your dream life, if you want to grow your business to the potential that your business has, if you want to step into your own potential, if you want to manifest amazing things in your life. I repeat myself, 2025 is going to be an amazing year for you. I know that. Just keep taking the steps. So, this book, if you haven't read it, I really recommend it. When I shifted from my $1.5 million debt into creating a company with 60 people and paying off my debt, becoming financially free, one of the books that I read again and again and again and again was Think and Grow Rich. So this is from, I just Googled it because I wanted to know how many copies were sold. And as you see here, Hill made the editing remarks in his own handwriting, and the resulting 1960 edited edition has sold over 100 million copies, making it the most read self-help book at all time. When that is said, I actually do think, I don't know if there's any proof of that, but it might be also the most sold business book at all time, even though it's not 100% about business. But it's about the mindset of growing a business, the mindset of creating amazing things in your life and in your business. So some of the things that I also, one of my biggest notes from the beginning of the book is that some of the things that Napoleon Hill writes about, some of those things are proven by science today. And I know that because I created the first module of my Manifestation Masterclass. And if you want to see what it is and see if this is for you, it's actually totally free. The link is below this video. In there, for some of the things that I shared, the trainings that I shared, I found the science that proved those things. So, and the documents and links and all of that are in the trainings. So, the numbers here is just from the pages. Let's look into this. Page 2. And this is from a story that he's telling. I'm not going to share the whole story, but there's just one thing here. I saw he made up his mind to stand by until he succeeded. This is about determination. This is about keep doing the things, keep manifesting until the thing you want is in your life. Page 3. Months went by and nothing happened to bring the goal. But something important happened. And this is after page 2 here, it's the same story, but something important happened. He was constantly intensifying his desire to become the business associate of Edison. So, in his mind, the person this story is about, he knew, he saw, and his desire was it was just expanding. And as I write, use the time to flame the desire. He saw it, and even though in the physical realm, in the physical reality, in his physical world, he was not the partner of Edison yet, in his mind he was. And as time went by, he did his stuff, but he just kept on expanding that desire. He kept on seeing in his mind the vision of him being the business associate of Edison. Page 3. He did not say to himself, well, what's the use? This is after time. Still, he's not received his goal. He's not achieved it. Well, what's the use? I guess I change my mind and try for a salesman's job instead. But he did say, I came here to do business with Edison, and I'll accomplish this even and if it takes the remainder of my life. And he meant it. Even in, I don't know what this is. So, thing here that really stuck with me is that he was so committed, determined. He had a definite purpose. That definite purpose was his vision to become the associate of Edison. He had made that decision. He had made that decision, and he was so determined, and he kept flaming the desire inside of him. Like a fire, if we don't put wood on the fire, it will die. No more fire, right? So, and probably you know, this is why I really love this one, probably you know that maybe you have a goal, maybe you're a business owner like I am, maybe you have a goal with your health, with your relationship, whatever. Probably you know, especially with business, that sometimes it's not from one day till the next day that the success happens. So that's why I really like this one, that he spent the time. As he went by doing his stuff, he spent the time really just expanding in his mind the vision, and in his whole being the vision, with determination that this will happen. And I think I can, and I invite you too to think the same thing, can take that in wherever you are on your journey, and whatever your vision is, whatever you want to accomplish. Most people never accomplish what they want. And some of the things that I share in this page, some of my notes from the book, are the reason why. One thing is exactly what he's saying here. I guess I changed my mind and taken a job. But he didn't say that. He didn't say that. Probably you know someone in your life who says that's not the meaning, or it's never going to happen, or I'm just going to do like that instead. And out is the fire, out is the flame, out is the desire. Page 4. When opportunity came, it appeared in a different form and from a different direction than Barnes had expected. That is one of the tricks of opportunity. It has a sly habit of slipping in by the back door and often comes in disguised in the form of misfortune or temporary defeat. So, I love this one too, because sometimes it's kind of like, now I'm speaking a lot about manifestation here. This is what the channel is about. And I remember when I look back in my life, sometimes when I started my cleaning business, I was like, well, it's not the most fancy thing. It's not what I really want to do. But fact is, I sticked with it thanks to investing in a coach, helping me and all of these things. And I grew it to 60 people, and I paid off my $1.5 million debt. It was an amazing opportunity, and hasn't it been for the help of my coach, I might not have gone through that door. But I learned so much in less than 4 years building this. I learned so much. So that's why I took this note with me here. Sometimes the opportunities, we thought it would be something else, But if we are open to it, if you're open, when you got your vision and you keep your vision in your mind and you're open to what the universe brings to you and what your mechanism, your mind, your brain, what you take in, you're open to these things, sometimes it is the fortune knocking at the door. Barnes literally thought himself into a partnership with the great Edison. He thought himself into a fortune. He had nothing to start with except the capacity to know what he wanted and the determination to stand by that desire until he realized that this is so golden. So this guy, he took a train to knock at the door at Edison. He had nothing like it's described here. But he had his determination. He had his desire. And he was like, this is going to happen, no matter what. He was just like that, and it happened. So I was so happy for reading this again, and it really helped me, it inspired me, it lit my flame again even more, and reminded me what I'm sharing here too, that little image, to put wood on the fire of your vision all the time. And here is another story. And this story, the next thing here, this story, it's a guy, it's a longer story. It's a guy who invested and really went for the goal, and he stopped. I think he didn't have more money or something like that. He stopped, and he stopped just 3 feet from the goal. And he knew that because another company went in and drilled the last 3 feet, and they became very rich from that. So the end of this story, this guy is saying, I stopped 3 feet from gold, but I will never stop because men say no when I ask them to buy insurance. He owes his stickability to the lesson he learned from his quitability in the gold mining business. And at the time, as mentioned in the book, he was one of the top 50 insurance selling men and earning a fortune from insurance selling. So the lesson here, as I took it and I wrote below here, learning from whatever happens on your journey. Now, for many people, and that happened for me too, in the beginning I shared my story, how I came into the $1.5 million debt. I've invested in 20 apartments in Copenhagen, in Denmark, in north of Europe. And financial crisis came in 2008, and the carpet got like ripped away under me, and I got knocked out. I ended up owing $1.5 million debt, right? And the thing is, there's so much learnings from me in that, and that got me into that coaching thing. It got me into the mindset thing. It got me into investing in myself and in personal development, and did seminars all over the world and taught entrepreneurs and people the same thing. But it came from that disaster. And so for me personally, I learned so much from that $1.5 million debt. I learned so much about myself, and I learned so much about business because that was the only way that I could see myself out of it. And that's why I took this story here. This guy, he I don't know if he lost, I don't remember that actually. But he had invested so much in this finding gold, and he believed in it, but he stopped so close. And he used that, as you say here, as a salesperson, never. When people say no, never. I go for the next 3 feet to the gold. So whatever that is in your life, whatever it is you want to manifest, whatever it is, I love that story because if we continue, if we don't let us take ourselves down by what is showing up, but if we really want to manifest things in our life, if we really want to manifest that big business, growing our business, get that better health, relationship, those things, if we really want that, part of it is to not stop, to just keep going. And page 8, more than 500 of the most successful men this country has ever known told the author their greatest success came just one step beyond the point of which defeat had overtaken them. It's so powerful. It's so powerful. Failure is a trickster with a keen sense of irony and cunning. It takes great delight in tripping one when success is almost within reach. We never know when the tipping point happens. That's my comment here. So this is, first of all, Napoleon Hill. I'm not going to go into all of this, but he got a request and he went into a long journey and interviewed the most successful people at that time. And we're speaking very successful people who are still known today for their success. He took all of those interviews, all the things that he learned, and he created this book with the principles from the most successful men at that time. It was a different time. There was not internet. There was no AI. There wasn't all of these things. Different time. And the thing that I took here is really this. All of these men, more than 500 of the most successful men this country had ever known, their success came just one step beyond the point of which defeat had overtaken them. Same thing as if you look above the 7, I stopped 3 feet from the goal. I know from my story from behind, I wrote maybe 4 or 5 books in total now. And the first 3 or 4 books, I wrote them when I had no confidence, when I really wanted to achieve success, but I didn't have the confidence to go out and push the books. And I have so many things in my life, projects that I started, projects that I really believed in. And when I look back, if I have had the courage, the determination, the power, the willpower, the confidence, all of these things, all of the things that I'm sharing here and sharing on the channel, if I have had these things, I know that there's a big possibility that my life would have been even better. I learned from all of these things, but one of the learnings, and that's what I'm sharing here with you, is that what he's saying here, their success came just one step beyond the point of which defeat had overtaken them. So when we come to that point, and maybe you know that situation, whatever it is, come to the point where it's like, nah, I'm quitting. It doesn't matter anymore. I can't do it. It's not going to happen. All of these things. That's the point from the book, from these 500 men. That's the point where they kept going. And I just think it's a great reminder to not stop before we are finished. Not like finished because we're exhausted, but finished by being finished. Keep on moving, keep on moving. So I actually really wanted to share this with you, and these are my first notes from the book. Let me know in the comments if you want more of these notes. Let me know in the comments which one of these things stick with you the most. And also, this is a new channel and I've just started. So 2 things. First is I would really appreciate if you like this, just give it a like. Is that your finger there? And also feel free to subscribe to the channel, and if you want notifications when there's a new video, then hit that bell. So that's the first thing. And the second thing is that I have created this manifestation masterclass, and I've done it because I really want to help, and I really wanted to step into manifestation again, like really understanding it even more. And I'm sharing my learnings from my life. I'm sharing the learnings that I'm getting on the way. And I created the whole first module, the whole community, all of this is totally for free. And I'm doing this because I want to share. And also there will be a paid version for those who want to level up their manifestation. But the free version is totally free. There's a lot of value in there right now, and I just want to create a community for people who want to who believe that there's more for them, who believe that there's more. They just need the insights, maybe a little bit of help, and maybe some love and support. And that's the love support from this community. So if you want to see what this is, below this video, if you are on YouTube, there will be a link to the Manifestation Masterclass. And you can see, and you can just, if you want to, if this is for you, you're more than welcome. So I will see you in the next video, and lots of love.